I wanted to ask you, I've been hearing a little bit about early voting and Republicans not getting the numbers they need from rural areas before Election Day. Of course, though, those numbers are usually low, are they not? And we would expect more day of voting for the Republicans.
Yeah, and that's what this is coming down to, Joe, and thank you. It's great to be back here for a big election day. And yeah, it is. It's a story you've heard in 2020, in 2018, in 2016. We've seen this in the early voting period here in Georgia, where Democrats have liked the numbers they've seen. They've liked some of the demographic indicators they're getting. And what this is coming down to is just a question of what is the turnout going to look like today? How many people are going to show up? How Republican? We know it's going to be we are almost certain it's going to be a more Republican electorate today than a Democratic electorate, but how much more Republican than Democratic? But we've certainly seen this setup before in a number of different races, in a number of different states, where the early voting looks encouraging for Democrats, and then the opportunity is there for Republicans on Election Day to make it all up and more. We have certainly seen them do that before. Doesn't mean that will happen today, but we've seen the setup before, certainly.
So, Steve, let's, and this is something I want to do when we all can take a deep breath after we are sure the Constitution is spared from Donald Trump. But I want to go through a series after January 20th of segments just called, What Happened? Like, for instance, I'd love to know what exactly happened in the state of Florida. What happened in other close states? Why did Susan Collins win by 9 in Maine and Joe Biden win by 9? Those sort of things. But we have you here, and we're talking about the state of Georgia. So why don't we start our little What Happened segment with you telling us on Election Day, what happened in Georgia? Did we have more black voters come out in 2020 that came out in 2016? Did that make the difference? Or was it white voters and other voters in the suburbs of Atlanta that probably made the difference in Joe Biden's win, if you look at the margins between 16 and 20?
Yeah, I think a big thing you saw, and what you see here is the Biden-Trump margin there in Georgia. A big thing you saw was turnout was just up everywhere. You had 5 million people basically voting in Georgia in the presidential election. But I think the biggest swings toward Democrats, the biggest single thing that changed this from 2016, where Trump wins the state by 5 points, to 2020, where Biden ekes it out, is just movement in those suburbs. Now, and I take it a step further because I think it's directly relevant to what we're seeing today. The movement that I'm talking about that put Joe Biden over the top in Georgia was not quite there for the Democrats in the Senate races. There were split ticket voters in Georgia on Election Day. So take a look at this. Here's the Biden-Trump result. Again, 12,000 votes, basically. That's the margin for Biden over Trump in Georgia. Now take a look at Perdue versus Ossoff. The other race, the other Senate race, was that jungle primary, a bunch of different candidates. But you basically had a one-on-one with Perdue and Ossoff. So from Biden winning the state by 12,000, you've got in the Senate race Perdue finishing ahead of Ossoff, 88,000 vote margin there. So plus 88,000 for the Republicans in this Senate race, minus 12,000 for the Republicans in the presidential race, a difference there in margin of 100,000 votes. And then you start asking yourself, okay, where did that come from? Where were these split ticket voters? Who are these split ticket voters? And that's where I think an interesting demographic profile starts to emerge. I'll give you a couple examples. The biggest single example of this is in the biggest county in the state, Fulton County, which is Atlanta. It's also, there are suburbs in Fulton County, too. So core Democratic area. Take a look at the difference, though. Jon Ossoff in the Senate race gets just under 70% of the vote in Fulton County. His margin, 216,000 votes. That's good. But now take a look what Biden got out of the same county. 73% almost, and a margin of 242,000 votes. Remember, we're trying to account for that difference right there. This is a more than 25,000 vote difference in the margin from the Senate race to the presidential race. Biden doing better than Ossoff. So then you break it down further. Okay, we're in Fulton County. Where in Fulton County did you see these disparities the most? And the answer is you tend to find them Roswell, Sandy Springs, Buckhead. You tend to find them in the higher income, college educated, more sort of suburban areas of Fulton County. And so I think a profile starts to emerge of the split ticket voter on Election Day who was anti-Trump, who wanted to go out and vote Trump out of office, but also did not want to vote for Democrats. And so voted for Biden and then voted Republican. It's not a huge number, but it's the difference between Biden winning by 12,000 and Perdue having 88,000 more votes than Ossoff, at least in the preliminary.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.